Hi, welcome to Advanced English with Steve UK. In this video, we're going to look at 50 conversational expressions. Now, there's nothing particularly complicated about these. They're idioms and collocations, in other words, lexical chunks. But I find that advanced and even proficiency learners sometimes struggle with them. They're not used to using them in conversation. So I'd suggest that you pay attention, subscribe so that you'll see future videos which I'll make about these, which will be very soon. And also, I thoroughly recommend that you join our Chatterbox Zoom workshops, where we discuss lexical chunks, idioms, collocations, phrasal verbs, fixed expressions. And not only that, you get a chance to practice them, not just with me, but with other international learners too. And by practicing, by actually speaking, that's the best way to get used to using them. Okay, having said that, let's go on. A bit of a. This phrase is used to indicate a slight degree of something. It's a bit of a chilly day today. It can also be used in other ways. I've got a bit of a problem with my computer. It's a bit of a shame that you can't come with us. A cock-up. British slang meaning a mess or a mistake. The party was a complete cock-up. Nothing went according to plan. The meeting was a cock-up. No one took control and everyone was talking at once. A drag refers to something tedious, boring, or tiresome. Cleaning the garage is such a drag. I know I have to do it, but doing my English revision is such a drag sometimes. A fair point acknowledges that someone has made a valid argument or observation. You make a fair point about the importance of recycling. Yeah, I hadn't seen it that way. You make a fair point. A lack of common sense describes a situation where someone is acting foolishly or without basic practical judgment. His decision to quit his job without another lined up shows a lack of common sense. He has a complete lack of common sense when it comes to managing his money. A load of nonsense refers to something that is completely untrue or illogical. His excuses for being late were just a load of nonsense. I read his essay. It was just a load of nonsense. A matter of opinion indicates that something is subjective and can vary from one person to another. Whether pineapple belongs on pizza is a matter of opinion. That's quite a funny one in the UK. Some people do like pineapple on pizza. It doesn't appeal to me. I'll give you another example. Well, I guess what we're talking about is just a matter of opinion. You have your opinion, I have mine. Let's just leave it at that. A matter of time implies that something is inevitable and will happen eventually. It's only a matter of time before they find out the truth. Stop worrying about it. It's only a matter of time before you start improving. A must describes something that is necessary or essential. Good communication is a must for a healthy relationship. You haven't seen the film yet? It's an absolute must. You'll really enjoy it. A no-win situation refers to a scenario where there are no favourable outcomes. Trying to mediate their argument was a no-win situation. They both refused to compromise. I'm in a no-win situation with her. Whatever I say, whatever I suggest, always seems to be wrong. A step in the right direction signifies progress or improvement, though it may not be complete. Although we haven't solved all the problems yet, passing this legislation is definitely a step in the right direction. So, he's finally found a job which he likes. Well, that's a step in the right direction. Great news. A tricky situation describes a situation that is difficult or complicated to deal with. It's a tricky situation. Whatever we do, no one is going to be happy with our decision. I'm not happy, but it's a tricky situation. I can't really be seen to interfere. A veiled threat. A threat that is disguised or not explicitly stated. She didn't directly threaten to reveal his secret, but her comment about keeping things honest felt like a veiled threat. When he said there would be consequences if I didn't do what he suggested, I saw it as a veiled threat. About time indicates that something should have happened sooner. You finally got a promotion. About time. It's about time you got off the sofa and started doing some work. Come on, you've become a couch potato. Add fuel to the fire means to worsen a situation or make a problem even more intense. Bringing up their past disagreements will only add fuel to the fire. They were arguing, and when he mentioned his ex-girlfriend to her, it only added fuel to the fire. Ahead of schedule indicates that something is completed or happening earlier than planned. Thanks to the efficient team, we finished the project ahead of schedule. We left early before there was much traffic on the road, so we arrived there ahead of schedule. Ahead of the curve means to be more advanced or ahead of others in terms of knowledge or skills. The company's innovative approach keeps them ahead of the curve in the industry. He was always ahead of the curve, even when he was a student before he went to university. Alarming rate refers to a speed or frequency that is concerning or worrying. The virus is spreading at an alarming rate. All bark, no bite describes someone who makes threats but doesn't follow through with actions. Don't worry about him. He's all bark, no bite. My boss is always throwing his weight around, but it doesn't bother me. He's all bark, no bite. He's a softy at heart. All ears indicates that someone is fully attentive and eager to hear what another person has to say. Tell me about your trip. I'm all ears. Sorry, what were you saying? Tell me again. I'm all ears. All in all, used to summarize a situation, often implying consideration of all aspects. It was a challenging year, but all in all, we made significant progress. All in all, I think we're doing quite well. Yeah, we could do a bit better, but we're doing okay. All or nothing describes a situation where only complete success or total failure is acceptable, with no middle ground. She never compromises. With her, it's always all or nothing. You always want it your own way. You're never prepared to give any ground. With you, it's always all or nothing. All set indicates readiness or completion of preparations. I've packed everything we need for the trip, so we're all set to go. Are you all set? We must leave soon, otherwise we will miss the train. All systems go indicates that everything is ready and functioning properly for a particular endeavour or activity. Everything is prepared. It's all systems go. We're launching tomorrow. It's all systems go. All thumbs describes someone who is clumsy or inept, especially with their hands. I'm all thumbs when it comes to knitting. I'm all thumbs when it comes to DIY, do it yourself. Yeah, that really is true. Along the lines of indicates similarity or resemblance to something else. The new policy is along the lines of what we discussed last month. Anxious anticipation describes a feeling of nervous excitement or apprehension about something upcoming. This is a collocation, of course. The students waited in anxious anticipation for their exam results. She said she'd let him know about his marriage proposal in a few days. He's waiting with anxious anticipation. As cool as a cucumber describes someone who remains calm and composed, especially in stressful situations. Despite all the pressure, he remained as cool as a cucumber. He's a brilliant soldier. He remains as cool as a cucumber even when under fire. As far as I'm concerned, indicates a personal opinion or perspective. As far as I'm concerned, the new policy is a step backwards. As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't matter if she does it or doesn't do it. It's her choice. As fresh as a daisy describes something or someone that is very fresh or lively. This is quite an old idiom. After a good night's sleep, she woke up feeling as fresh as a daisy. I don't know how he manages to do it. We had a really late night out. I feel hungover, and yet he breezes into the office looking as fresh as a daisy. As good as gold describes someone who is very well behaved or reliable. The children were as good as gold during the entire trip. Now this one is most often used about children, but it could be used about adults. How was Jim at the meeting? Did he cause trouble again? No. Surprisingly, he was on his best behaviour. He was as good as gold. As luck would have it, indicates that something happened by chance or coincidence. As luck would have it, I bumped into my old friend at the grocery store. I forgot my wallet, but as luck would have it, I found a £1 note in my back pocket, so that was enough for me to get a bus back home. As old as the hills describes something or someone very old or ancient. That joke is as old as the hills. I've heard it 1,000 times. Sometimes I feel as old as the hills. Not really, I just feel it. Asleep at the wheel refers to someone who is not paying attention or is negligent in their responsibilities. The manager was asleep at the wheel while the project descended into chaos. Come on, Frank. This shouldn't have happened. You've been asleep at the wheel. Get your act together. At a loss for words describes being unable to find the right words to express oneself. When she announced her resignation, I was at a loss for words. He proposed to her unexpectedly. She was stunned. She was at a loss for words. At arm's length describes keeping someone or something at a distance, often due to caution or suspicions. I'd keep him at arm's length if I were you. I don't trust him. I don't get on with her. I don't like the way she talks about people behind their back. I keep her at arm's length. At a loose end describes feeling restless or unsure about what to do next. After finishing her exams, she found herself at a loose end with no plans. I don't know what I'm going to do this weekend. I've got nothing planned. I'm at a loose end, really. At odds describes being in disagreement or conflict with someone. They're at odds over how to handle the budget cuts. I don't think their marriage will last. They're always at odds about something or other. At the crack of dawn describes something happening very early in the morning at sunrise. The fishermen set out at the crack of dawn to catch the morning tide. She always goes to bed early and is up at the crack of dawn. At the drop of a hat means to do something immediately or without hesitation. She's always ready to help. She'll come over at the drop of a hat. My boss is great. I was really stuck over a problem, but he came over at the drop of a hat and gave me all the help I needed. At the end of the day, used to summarize or emphasize a point, often at the conclusion of a discussion. At the end of the day, I just want what's best for my family. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter where we go. I just need a break. At the end of your rope describes being at the limit of one's patience or resources. After weeks of searching for a job, I'm at the end of my rope. I'm fed up of this computer. It's always letting me down. I feel at the end of my rope. I need to buy a new one. At your fingertips describes having easy access to something within easy reach. With the internet, all the information you need is at your fingertips. When I go to a meeting, I always have a notepad and pen at my fingertips, ready to take notes. At your own risk indicates that something is done or used at one's own peril. The weather is going to get very windy. If you take the boat out, it's at your own risk. Well, you can say that to him if you wish. I wouldn't if I were you. You go ahead, it's at your own risk. At your wits' end describes being at a loss and not knowing what to do in a difficult situation. After trying everything to calm the baby, she was at her wits' end. He missed his train and was at his wits' end, wondering how he could get to the meeting in time. Avid Reader describes someone who enjoys reading books regularly and eagerly. This is a very common collocation. She's an avid reader and can finish a book a day. I used to be an avid reader, but these days I don't seem to get the time. I spent too long on the computer. Avoid like the plague means to stay away from someone or something completely. I avoid that part of town like the plague. It's not safe at night. Him, I wouldn't talk to him if I were you. He's not good news. He's not a nice person. I'd avoid him like the plague if I were you. Awash with describes being overwhelmed or flooded with something. After the announcement, the internet was awash with speculation and rumours. Dave and Sarah spent so much time talking with each other that the office is awash with rumours that they're having an affair. Away from it all describes being in a place far removed from the stresses and responsibilities of everyday life. They rented a remote cabin in the mountains to get away from it all. I don't mind where we go. I just need a break. Let's just go somewhere away from it all, without people around us. Awkward silence describes a period of silence in a conversation that feels uncomfortable or uneasy. After his embarrassing joke fell flat, there was an awkward silence in the room. When I asked about her husband, there was an awkward silence. I didn't realise that he'd left her. Hope you enjoyed the video. No awkward silences here, please. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can see other videos which I'll be producing in this series. And as I said at the beginning, I thoroughly recommend that you join our Chatterbox Zoom workshops, because then not only do you read about these expressions and listen to me, you get the chance to practice using them. And that's what's really important, to practice saying them not just with me, but to other learners as well. And you'll learn lots of other expressions, lexical chunks. I really recommend it. It's about the best thing you can do if you want to speak fluent English. Okay, hope to see you there. Bye for now.